that is the intro song for Life in the Elements podcast. This is our second episode, which I'm super excited about. The guest that we have on today is Mr. Francisco. Francisco. he's he's not only one of my amazing case managers with our Mariposa JCC team, the Justice Continuum of Care, but first and foremost, he is my husband and my life partner and my partner on the streets. And yeah, I really wanted him to come in today and share his story because it's super powerful and exactly why programs like this exist because of people like him and everything that he's been through to, show his true colors today and everything that, he's had to survive through to give people hope and, keep people coming back because it works if you work it. So Francisco, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank
Are
you.
you?
Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah, what do you think of the studio? It's a pretty
It's
cool
pretty
vibe,
cool. Yeah,
right?
that's pretty cool.
Does it feel like you're in the desert or does it feel like you're just in the elements?
I'm definitely in the desert.
No?
In
Let's
the
go with
elements. I'm
number
in the
two.
elements.
It
Yeah,
feels like
that's
you're in the
it.
elements. Yes, it does. It really does.
I think
Thank
that was
you.
a trick question.
It was a trick
I
question.
think
You
that
almost
was
failed it.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think that was a
really
setup.
glad. Yeah, well, great job. I love that. So Francisco, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Like, I would say start from the beginning, a little intro about why you're here and what you want to share today.
So I work for JCC Mariposa,
Mm-hmm.
right? Back we all have a past, right?
Yeah.
We all have gone through things in life, and everybody has something they've been through.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us are more worse than others sometimes. So me, I could say like I was a product of my environment, kind of thing. You know what I mean? But a lot of people say that's kind of cliche to say sometimes, or whatever. I think that's what you say.
Mm-hmm.
But I really think that a lot of times in life, there's a plan for us,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes we go through the things we go through to be able to help the people at the end,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And not a lot of people make it. Not a
Yeah.
lot of people could do it. A lot of people have resentment, so they don't want to do it. But as a kid, I've always had a good heart. I've always wanted to help people since a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But I was stuck in an environment that was toxic, violent,
Mm-hmm.
drug addiction, you know.
Yeah, growing up in it.
Yeah, just seen it since birth. You know what I mean? Mom was young when she had me. I was probably born with meth in my system. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So
Yeah.
like, what is it that?
Yeah. Well, I think it's important for people to hear that, like, because I always say the devil doesn't discriminate, right?
No,
Like, I wasn't raised like that and still ended up in it. And somehow we met in Civic Center in a very crazy place. But I also feel like at that time, like, you were exactly what I needed then because I also feel like we were both broken individuals. And even though you grew up in it and I didn't, I felt like, the planets aligned and
yeah,
somehow we were supposed to be in this crazy chaos together. But I always saw, even like in such a dark place, who you were as a person. And I think that with drugs and addiction, like that masks a lot of who we want to be. And I remember having those conversations with you on like super cold nights or hard nights where it was like, how could we picture our lives like ever getting out of this? And you'd always be like, no, like there's no way out. Like this is
yeah.
it. You know what
I
I mean?
remember. I remember clearly. I remember I used to always tell you like having a heart out here will get you killed.
Always. Yeah.
And a lot of times like a lot of people you don't plan this stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
you don't think one day and just be like, man, I want to be an addict.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be on the street like them. You know what I mean? I don't know anyone who thinks that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just earlier I was talking to some people and I got a flashback of this one time when I was young, right? Before the homelessness, there was drugs and gangs and all that. This one time I went to a park with my cousin and all his homeboys, and I saw how they kicked it, right? I remember I was probably like 7, 8, maybe even 9, who
Mm-hmm.
knows, right? It's a memory that came to me. And I remember telling myself, like, this is what I want to do. I want to be a gangster.
Yeah.
I want to be a gamer. I didn't say I want to be homeless. I didn't say I want to live on the streets and be on drugs.
I didn't know all that came with it.
I didn't know that. I didn't know all that came with it, right? I thought being a gangster, like my cousin lived at his house. He had everything. 501s, Nikes. He was set up, So I'm like, that's what I want to do, I want to be that gangster, But it's just weird because like
we romanticize it.
Yeah, but once you're out there, some people it's a choice. Right. Honestly, like some people, it's a choice that they want to be out there sometimes, right? Because they don't want to listen to discipline. They don't want to listen
authority.
To rules. They don't want anybody to tell them who they can't talk to. You know what I mean? A lot of people do it on being rebellious. Some people get stuck out there. And then people like me and maybe other people, but there's a lot of us, right, that we get left out there, right, at a young age. Fending for yourself, And it's crazy because thinking back, I got a 9-year-old now. It's going to be 10. And that's how young I was when I got left out there, And it's a trip though, because like, even at that age, you don't know, you're like, is this what I'm supposed to be? Like, is this what happens?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, it's.
But you survived it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of us do. And there's many of us that don't. Many of them mental health route because you gotta build something in your mind to protect you.
Yeah.
When you're out there,
right.
Whether you're an adult, whether you're a female, whether you're a male, you build another personality in addiction and homeless. Because the real you is who you are before addiction, right? That loving, caring person, like whoever you are, right? Then you have that addiction that just don't care about nothing.
Everything.
Yeah, they just want the drug. Like you can see your family member and you'll ignore them for years, knowing that they probably will take care of you, but you ignore them because of your shame or because of that addiction. You know what I mean?
Well, I almost feel like addiction is like the devil. Like sobriety is like, to me, like our faith, like God, believing in something bigger than yourself. And when you get addicted to stuff, it's like this almost like a weighted blanket that you put over your light, your personality, like all your morals and who you really want to be. It's like the devil has this blanket over you of like, you're not allowed to see anything beyond this blanket, right? Because like as long as I keep them in the dark and I keep them still and weighted down, like they're not going to be able to see all the things that, God has planned for them. And I think that was always my mission out there. And when I met you, same thing, which is why I feel like you used to get so mad at me, like, man, stop trying to pick up that joy and shit, and I'd be like, well, why don't we go like see this person, or like we need to do this, or I want to help this person. And it was like, you were just in that mindset for so much longer than I was. I didn't see it.
You could be happy out there, right?
Yeah.
You don't have joy, right? You could be. I was happy out there, right? For a long time in my life.
You were that meth happy.
Like I was happy to the point where like this is my life, man. Like,
but it also came in like segments. Like I think with us using too, we had a lot of funny days, which I feel like people in recovery too, we romanticize about those moments. Or when you hear people telling stories and stuff, it sounds like it was all like fun and games, but they don't talk about the worst nights out there, really. Because you don't want to be reminded of like getting robbed or raped or beat up or going to jail and losing all your stuff or watching your friends get killed or overdose or whatever, and you just moving on. It was like, we don't want to remember those things because then it almost like brings you back to like how much time you wasted. But when you're in it, you don't see it like that.
And just think about this, right? Like the trauma that an addict goes through also. And I'm not saying that no one else has trauma. What I'm saying is like, the traumatic events we go through in there, right? Like those times that you're doing this thing and someone falls out and, it's either help them or take off. And most of us would run. You get what I mean? Like that's traumatic. Or seeing someone get stabbed right there in the encampment and then just falling out. And you're like, whoa, like that's a lot of trauma you build in your mind. And the higher you're trying to get. And then you start not even doing the drugs to enjoy them. Now you're just doing them to stay up and alert and make sure no one's trying to get you. Yeah. During the day, you find yourself apart far away, Remember in the little ravines, and I went under a shade and fall asleep there one after another. You sleep first, I sleep next. I was ready to sleep, but you know what I mean? But,
yeah, you rarely slept.
But that's what was the problem, though, right? Is that I didn't sleep for weeks sometimes, and I was so delusional with my mental health where I believed everything that came to my mind, right? Like any little, that happened. Yup. And it's like sometimes things wouldn't even happen.
Or the
Yeah, and like in my mind, I would think that it happened, or I would put this and this together somehow, and I'll be like, I knew they did that. And that's on a delusional state of mind at the whole time, you know?
Yeah, and it's crazy because, like, even with, like, Kristen, when we talk about, like, mental health, like, a lot of the stuff that I had, like, researched before about, like, especially with schizophrenia and, like, early on drug use, like, a lot of people that have suffered from mental health, like, it's almost like the light switch goes on if they use drugs, like, younger, right? Or, like, by the time, like, early 20s is, like, the onset of a lot of those things, to where somebody could have been, like, teetering in high school, or maybe it was, like, hadn't really experienced that, like, feeling like they had something going on upstairs, and then they get into drugs, and then it's like those lights go on, and then they realize, like, wait a minute, did I have mental health before the drugs, or did the drugs just kick it off for me now? And then they get on this delusion, and then those are a lot of the people that you see, like, yeah, we have different kinds of mental health, right? Like chronic depression and anxiety for me, and PTSD, and like more of like the other stuff for you, which I don't want to say unless you want to say, like, you crazy though, you crazy.
No, but to talk about that is like, yeah, I suffer from like bipolar, schizophrenic, split
Thank you. I just want to put that on the record. You know, absolutely. Bipolar disorder.
But I'm saying, because like I was telling you before, at a young age, I'm left out there, right?
Yeah.
I had to build someone in my mind, an ego, to protect me. Because I'm a kid, man. I was afraid of the dark. You get what I mean? Like, I was afraid of the damn dark. Like, man, those first few years of my life, especially the first 6 months out there by myself in the dark. I mean, I don't even think I slept sometimes. You know what I mean? Because I was so afraid of the dark. I had to build something. Someone had to protect me, because no one's coming for me. No one's going to save me.
But I also think that with the people out there, like when I got to Civic, it was the craziest feeling, because I felt like it was like Gotham City, right?
Yeah, it's a city within a city.
It's a city within a city, and like the police know it's there and operating how it is, and it's like they feel like they have like this control over it, right? It's so hard to explain to people that didn't witness it then, because it just doesn't exist now.
Well, the way people witness it now, though, is like after 2016 and on Civic Center, before it broke up to where they're like, look at it now. Santa Ana Courthouse. If anyone's familiar with Santa Ana, you knew how that was in the 2000s to 2016. It was just tent city. Like, you guys couldn't go to court without seeing someone getting high.
And we didn't clear it with my last organization until 2018.
But that's what I'm saying. But before that, though, the flags. They put everybody in the flag. Yeah. So they were, before all that, though, remember, everybody had spots. Yeah. Everybody had a spot out there. Like, you didn't have to claim that's your spot. Everyone knew whose spot was where, right? Unless you were somebody there that thought they ran everything, you know what I mean? Then you could pick wherever you want, you know what I mean? Because that's how I used to think I was, right?
You were the mayor.
I thought I was the mayor, and I was. And everybody from Civic Center, I got love for people that got out of it. I love you guys for getting sober and getting clean. Just do the right thing, man, and don't look back. And remember those days. Just remember those. That's the thing. Like, yeah, it's cool to talk about those fun times. Like, you could joke about them now, right?
There's a lot of hard winters out there.
Remember the worst day of your life, man. How many times has God saved you, right? Whether you believe in it or not, a higher power. If you were in addiction, in the gang life, prison life, and you're out right now, and you're out walking this outside world yard,
that's a damn miracle.
And you're over here being able to talk to people and help people, your higher power has been looking out for you, and you went through what you went through, just like Job went through what he went through. But the only thing different about Job and me is I failed my higher power. I was angry at mine at the time, right? I
don't think you failed.
I failed in a way where, like, I didn't believe. I didn't believe in it, right? Like I didn't believe in him. I didn't believe in anything. Like all I believed is I'm in purgatory. Like I live in the civic center place. Stuff goes on every night, and life was weird. Like I tell a lot of people this, and I tell them this, like before justice, right? My life was just dark, right? Before you, my life was just dark. I was in a tunnel with no flashlights trying to find a way, right? But the only thing in my tunnel was I was going down and I didn't know, right? Then I met you and I saw a light. There was a little speck of light with you. And I always knew that, right? I always knew there was something special about you, right? That's why I always tried to chase you away, right? Because I was scared that I was going to bring you to my darkness, which I brought you in for a long time, but you always stood that light. Like you always stood you, right? And you're still you to this day. And the thing about it is like, think like, man, it's like, God sends people to you a certain time in your life, and sometimes that ain't what we need, but I needed you more than you needed me.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think it's goes both ways. Like for me, I had to learn a lot of hard lessons. I also went through a lot of abusive relationships before you. You know what I mean? So I think my mind was already in this like when it comes to chronic depression too, I feel like for some reason you feel like you just deserve the beatings or something. I don't know what it is, but it was like anything to get me out of my head. Like physical pain felt better to me than the emotional, like lonely darkness, where it was like, at least if I'm feeling something other than this, then I'm going to survive it, you know? And then I think for whatever reason, God just kept bringing me back to civic and back to the streets, or when I would go to treatment for a little bit or to a sober living for a week and then come back out there and then happen to see you on your bike. And it was like looking back now, having 5 kids with you, it had to happen this way, you know? But I also feel like even though we've made it out, and I know a lot of people ask us that too, like that are still out there, like beating each other up in addiction. Like, I'm not going to go without my person. I'm like, I'm telling you right now, like, it took God refusing to let him get bailed out for the third time, with me pregnant with our second, still sleeping in a tent after being 7 months clean, leaving you out there to go do your time, for him to be like, no, like, in order for me to change this guy's whole history in his mind, I have to put him somewhere where he is forced to be like alone and like break you down. And that's when you started like reading your Bible and doing all that stuff. And you'd call me with these different scriptures and stuff before we even named wisdom. But I just remember like thinking like, thank God that that happened to you, because me still sleeping in a tent when I was that pregnant, I know I wouldn't have gone without you. And so he had to do what he did. And then for me to have gotten into colettes and do all that and have you and I separated, which is what we always tell clients today now, is like, you have to do this program selfishly. You have to worry about you, because at the end of your life, like, who do you have? You have to fight for yourself, because you're going to be no good to your person if you're not good to yourself. And that goes for relationships, for friendships, for case management. Like, you know, we can only go so far to meet our clients, and then they got to do the work. And so I feel like, especially with those relationships, though, we are like the 1%, and we have our issues. You know, we are.
But they're way better than they were back
well,
then.
Yeah, and it's like now we're fighting over who's doing the dishes or not. Like, oh, this motherfucker don't even want to throw a load of laundry. Okay.
You know what I mean? And those fights are awesome. I live for that.
Yeah, I told you we were out of milk. You don't even listen.
And to go back on like just stuff in general, like I think a lot of times, people that don't understand addiction, and some people say it's a disease. Some people say, how can it be a disease? And it's an excuse. And it's addiction could fall on anything, right? It doesn't have to be drugs. It could be porn. It could be food. It could be et cetera, right? You could be addicted to your phone. No one's saying that, right? We are all addicted to our phones. Every one of us.
It could be addicted to this podcast, Life in the Elements, season 2.
And I don't even know, like, I feel like the things that I see a lot of podcasts, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. People do the hip hop stuff. People are doing controversy. People are doing this. There's some other people doing this recovery stuff, and that's cool. I like that. Like I like people doing things that educate people that want to know more about it, right? Like some of us have great minds. Some of us are very talented. Some of us just let the addiction take control. But like I tell a lot of people, a lot of times it's a choice. It's a choice to stay high, especially if you start getting clean. And I'm not saying that you get clean and everything goes away and you don't have no problems. Yeah, you got to pay bills. Yeah, you got to work, but you get to.
Yeah.
You get to pay bills. You get to work. You get to spend time
You
with
get
your
to
kids.
breathe.
You get to breathe. You get to have somewhere else that you get to stay. You know how good it feels? I was just thinking this the other day, how good it feels to just wake up in your own spot or like during the day, just lay there and just hang out, or like,
And make coffee.
you know what I mean?
Have warm water, a
Yeah.
shower. Like every time I get in the shower, I'm just like, thank you, Lord. Because all those years without running water, like you don't even realize how we take that stuff for granted. You know what I mean? Being able to lock your door at night, not have to hear people screaming and crying and wondering if you're going to get murdered that night. Like all those things are very real, which is why drugs come into play and alcohol when you're out there because it's not normal. People are trying to normalize it because we have to be able to have something when you're out there, which is why a lot of people are using for the cold, for all that stuff. Like when people are telling me like it was freezing last night, I had to use, I get it, but like now that there's so many options, there was no options for us then. We had very limited options. So it was like the first option I heard of with Colette's, I took it. Now, because of programs like this, I feel like we are building in all these fail safe options are the best that we can so that if people are saying no, it is their choice. Before it was like we really didn't have a choice.
Yeah, it's a choice
now there are
now.
choices.
Like right now, I think it's kind of crazy that there's so many providers that will help you. But a lot of times our pride and whatever we feel gets in the way because we feel like we can't be real. And you know what? Another thing that trips me out is this. Like, I just think of this, right? In that addiction, it's scary to get clean sometimes, right? Because that's all you know. Then I get clean and then what?
I've never been this person before.
I get clean and then what?
Yeah.
Like, and then what? Where am I going to live then? I'm going to be homeless sober? Right? Because there's not a lot for us. Like, people ain't. I wish there was more jobs for these people, like little jobs, like people that would give these people a chance. Like, give them a chance. Because you know what? A sober person fighting addiction and recovery is the hardest worker sometimes because they know what it is to be on the bottom and they know rock bottom. So they're going to work their asses off and they're loyal sometimes. You know what I mean? Just because they were addicts and all that before, believe me, when it comes to working, they're the first ones in fucking line to get into the door. They're the last ones to leave. They're the ones you could call and they'll go do that call into that encampment right then and there. And that's what I love about our program in general. Like I've worked with everybody, right? And I work with everybody and everybody's great, man. From everybody, from like the clerical to the media to the case managers, everybody is amazing because like the unity, right? The unity there is, right? Like, hey man, something came up, I need to go do this. All right, I'll take your client for you, don't worry. No one ever, it's not a competition. We got people that like
the same mission.
We all got the same mission, right? We all got that same mission. Just like with providers, like I feel like we're the only organization mainly like that will work with anybody. We'll work with you, working with this client. The purpose of this stuff is to help the individual, whoever, whatever, whatever, anything they have, right? Whatever insurance they have or whatever anything they have, right? Let's just help them. How can we help them? Right. And I know that a lot of people are, well, I just want to be housed. Well, I understand that. But how are you going to maintain this housing?
Well, and I think too, like what people don't talk about is also like the fears of just like even getting your housing, like
living alone.
Yeah. And like the incentivizing change part of this program for me, because I was on the street. So were you. Most of the people that we know that are out there, it's like, yeah, just give me an apartment. I got this. I'm just going to be able. No. You have to unlearn everything that you've known, especially if you're out there 5+ years or a couple hard ones. Like if you've been out of the workforce long enough or out of general society normalcy for long enough, it is a day-to-day battle on your mindset, on feeling safe. When I first, and I think I was sharing this last time we talked, was like being in our housing when you were in prison and having wisdom and having the tent in my living room for like the first 6 months, like with her pillows around and like my case manager,
PTSD.
yeah, not even coming to check on me. And I'd be up all night, like smoking by the
Because you're
door, like,
afraid that someone might
right.
get
And I'd
in
be
your
like, don't
door.
worry, wisdom. Like, no one's going to break in. And that's how I met Lisa. And she was just like, hey, girl, like, what are you doing? Like, I was like, well, what are you doing?
Comfort in that chaos.
Yes. And it was like, when it was so quiet, it made me feel like someone's coming. And I
we
feel
were
like
in chaos for so many
right.
years.
And it's like trying to undo that without that community piece, which is why I love our interim shelter program and the amount of case management that has to happen on a daily basis. Like you're gonna have those questions on like, oh, I don't think I can make it. Like, what did you do? Or like, how did you get through this? Like they come here. That's what they do. When they start feeling like they're gonna teeter off the edge or like, now I'm bored because I have to do this normal living thing. You're used to so much going on that like when you're forced to just be still is when those relapses can happen. So instead of you being still alone, come be still with us. You know, I mean, I'm never still. I'm like a ping pong ball, but if you want to be still, you can come here and be still with someone. You know, like
be still by yourself.
Yeah, be still by yourself over there and just listen to some music, like enroll in school. But I think the community part is what we miss so much. And I even remember telling you that when you were in prison, like there's nothing for us to go back to. Like it's crazy how God like burned down every old recycling center, buildings,
the whole civic center.
Yeah, like put the gates up. Like once I removed these individuals, including all of our street family that got out of there just like we did, like I'm not going to allow you guys to have a plan B. Like it's time for you guys to move forward. And it was like the most beautiful thing. And that's why I feel like because of where we are now, our our only job is to try to continue to reach for those that are the unreachable and give them the most hope that we can, whether that be in a courtroom setting or here or outreach or a PD call or whatever, or another provider calling and saying, can you help me with this person? Like, I don't care about the money. Sorry, Krista, I love you. And yes, I mean, I understand that money is how we continue to fund these programs, but I really don't. I care about the person. And I also feel like as long as we continue to go out there and just be those hands for God and reach out and bring as many people in as we can, like he's gonna lay out the rest. You know what I mean?
I always love it when we're able to reunite a mom, a dad with the son.
Oh my gosh, right?
Because everybody out there is someone's mom, dad, brother, sister, somebody. They came from a mom.
Someone.
They had a mom.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't have dads, but they had a mom, right? And that's someone's kid. I mean, the ones that hurt my heart the most are the mental health ones that are in bushes, dirty, that they haven't showered for months. It's like, where are we placing these people, right? I just, that hurts me the most, right? Because they don't know. Like, they're just in their heads. Like, it's in your head, right? See them walking in the middle of the street sometimes.
Well, we're going to work on that. You know what I mean?
What I mean, I just say it because, like, some homeless, sometimes some people, like, they don't understand. Like, me and you, we're out there together. We were homeless at Civic Center together, right? And you taught me a lot, right? At a prison, with no program. No, you can do the program. No, right. Got a job. Got another job. Did that for a long time, right? But I felt like that's because God was telling me, I got something for you, but I wasn't being patient. I wanted this kind of this case manager job so bad because I felt like I needed to talk to these people. And the reason why I say that is because that's how I felt when I was out there. I felt like they needed me.
Right? Well, they listened to you.
I felt like everybody out there needed me.
But that's also because they were scared of you. Yeah.
Right? Like everybody's problems, they always came to me first. Like, we
were the collectors.
You know what's funny? It reminds me of like, those shows like where the king comes and the two people come and they're like, God. This is going on. The king's like, okay, this is going.
Here's what we're gonna do.
That's how I kind of felt.
He used to do that actually. We'd be at sleeping in a parking garage at Civic, and he'd be like, fellow citizens of Civic Center, what did you say?
The game has begun.
And they'd be like, oh my God, like he's on a good one. And I'd be like, just shaking my head, like, All right. And he'd be like, everyone, listen up.
Listen, I got an
They're all just
announcement.
down there smoking like, what? Like,
And remember, I wouldn't shut up till they all looked at me.
yeah.
You want me off of here? Listen to
And
me.
then some people would be like, yeah. Like, I'm like, please don't encourage it. Don't
Like,
encourage it.
yeah, you take it. Remember? That was so
Oh
fun.
my
Anyway,
God, good
see, like
times.
those times were funny, right? But
But it's like, what happened after that?
I mean, that happened in the moment. Like, it was
Yeah.
fun, right? But honestly, that was just masking what we were really going through, right?
And those nights sucked. I mean, the cold and the like the rain, and
When
then
the
feel like
rain
you're
used
gonna
to
have
come into the tarp.
hypothermia. Yeah, like we had our Jeep that had no top on it that had
The
a
Wrangler
tarp.
or whatever. Yeah.
So we'd have to sit up during the night on really hard storms, and then on the count of three, we'd be like 1, 2, 3, because the water would come in and make like this giant pond. And so the count of three, we'd be like and push the water off, and then wait again, and we'd be talking in there, and then wait for it to fill up again, but all night. And it's like, how are you not high doing that for like 12 hours during a storm until the churches would come feed, and then we'd be able to get back out there and eat and ride off on our bikes. But I feel like it's crazy how, to me, fast and slow the time went at the same time. Like, you don't know what time it is, you don't know what day it is, you don't know what month it is.
Everything becomes a blur.
Yeah. And it's like, so trying to help clients through this program that are like, they lose their appointments sometimes, and I tell our case managers, like, don't take it personal. Like, I'm telling you, like, when you don't have anything but that survival mode going on in your head, you're not instinctively missing these appointments. You the second you scheduled it, you forgot about it, because it's like, I gotta go. Like, your first thing is like, where am I gonna get food? Where am I gonna lay down?
So much things going
Where's
on.
my
You're
stuff?
not worried about no damn appointment.
Yeah.
Sometimes you even forget about court. We lived by the courthouse. I forgot about court all the time.
Yeah. We literally lived in front of the courthouse, and I always had a warrant.
Come in and be like, "You're supposed to be in court." I'm like, "What, today?"
You're like, literally walk 10 steps. I need you to go in
court. Turn around. All right. And it's like, man, I didn't know that. Go in there all.
Turn around and walk in.
Just all walking in like, what's up?
Yeah, one time I wore my Ray-Bans to court because I had taken black Sharpie and drawn eyeliner on.
Oh, yeah.
That was a horrible idea.
Yeah, I remember
my eyes were so bloodshot red. I was like, oh my God, they're going to know I'm loaded. So I wore black Ray-Bans, and he's like, you can't wear those in the courtroom. And I was like, I'm just going to pretend I can't see. He's like, what? So I sat down in front of the bailiff. He's like, ma'am, your glasses. I was like, yeah, these are actually my glasses, because I'm like partially blind. So he had to let me wear them because I was like, I can't see without them, remember? And then,
I thought we were going to jail.
And Frankie's just sitting next to me like this.
Thought we were going to jail. Man.
Like, I can't believe he bought it. That was funny. But that's why it's crazy now to be back in courtrooms. Like, to me, only God can do this. Only God can take you from sleeping in front of a courthouse, yelling at the judicial buildings and being like, why aren't you guys listening to us? To like getting in the ear of someone who will listen, which was, what Judge Carter told me a long time ago. And I didn't realize what he meant, but it was like so many years of being in outreach and hearing no's and trying to find our own way to do things, like, living in the gray, but making sure we're within the rules and all that stuff. Like, not following rules for so long, and then having to be in the parameters of like policies and procedures, and making sure I'm doing things right and leaving the old ways behind, which I felt like I was definitely able to do. But like, you got to learn that stuff, and you got to listen to people that are smarter than you.
Yeah.
And I feel like now, being able to talk to the judges that we have, that we're partnered with, it's like, it's magic. And that's why I love our program, and I love Access Court and all the stuff that we get to be a part of, because I feel like that is what's making the difference, is that we now get to be in rooms like that where we were once judged, and now it's value, the way that we lived, as long as you continue to do the right thing. And that's why I feel like having you on this was the perfect person.
Because, I appreciate you having me on here. Like, I didn't even know, like, I've always told you, like, I like to sit around and shoot the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, shoot the shit. I do that with the clients all the time. Come on, man, let's shoot the shit. And I just talk to them about life. Like, what's up with you, man? How's everything? Like today, the client today in a situation with another person, got in a fight, whatever, right? And I like, in that moment, I was just like, I need to tell them this.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I tell them, nobody's more important than your peace.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's more important than your recovery. Like, whatever someone tells you doesn't matter no more. You know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe back then we didn't know who we were. We were lost. And someone called us the bitch or punk or nerd. right?
That one
Man, that
hits
used to drive
low.
me
That one hits
nerd.
low.
When they call me a nerd, 'cause I wear glasses. That used to tick me off.
Hey, listen, I'm going to say this on the record. You're going to need to let that go.
I know, I will. And I have.
It's only been a year. Yeah, you can call him anything else, but you call him a nerd? He's like, what? Because I have glasses? I'm like, listen, glasses are cool, like, man.
We let ourselves get in these situations sometimes because our old behavior, our pride.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can't let this person tell me this. I'm a man. You know what, man? The greatest war ever won is a battle not fought.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody else around me, that's cool what you guys could think of me. If you guys like me, cool. If you don't, that's cool. But I mean, I'm not here to save nobody else but these people we're trying to save out there. Because like I say, I went from a dark place and now I'm in a lighter area. And now it's time for me to go back in there if I feel like my mind is sane after all these drugs and all these years on the street for a reason. My mind is right still in a way, right? Because I still live with schizophrenia and all that, you know what I mean? But I don't hear voices. I'm not, you know what I mean? My mind is so much better where now I'm able to help people that were just like me.
Right.
Or people in a higher state of mind. And it's an amazing feeling to do, you know, like being able to see someone get clean or even try. Even if they fail one time, two times, how many of us, it doesn't take you don't become a championship in one game. You don't become a champion fighting one game or a world champion. You know what I mean? Like you gotta put in the work.
You gotta have some
You're gonna have a lot of losses.
How are you gonna be a winner without being a loser?
You could be like Manny Pacquiao and all them or whoever 52-0. Cool, that's in boxing. But how many battles did he have to fight to get to where he was?
Yeah.
Mentally. You know? And we're our worst critics. All of us are our worst critics. We ourselves.
Yeah.
Remember, we look ourselves in the mirror in the mornings and at night. The first person you see every day is either, I know it's your wife, but it's yourself, right? When you look in that mirror. And just remember to tell yourself you're worth it. And you got this. You know, and what happened yesterday doesn't define what's going to happen today and tomorrow. Because tomorrow's not promised. And all you can do is for today. Live for today. I'm sober today. And I'm thankful tomorrow if God wakes me up.
Yeah.
But all I can do is help you today. And I don't care what you did yesterday. Because I can forgive. Because I've been forgiven. You know?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Great job.
Thank you.
Also, I wanted to ask you something. Oh. No, I know. And actually, originally, I had some questions written down for you. But I feel like it's almost more fun for me to have just like a real conversation.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're doing in here, guys. We're keeping it real. Just kidding.
Yeah. I mean, I
want to ask you, what's the biggest misconception people have about people coming out of prison, you think? Like what's a misjudgment, misconception? Majority of our clients have had some kind of history.
Like how society views them. I'm sorry, my eyes are just
that's okay.
Right now. So allergy.
It's because you're in the desert, bro.
In the elements.
Yeah, you're in the elements, man. Pollen. I mean, there's cactus dust everywhere. So like misconception, like what do you think like is kind of like when people, okay, so let's say like people from outside of this life, right? Like people that have never been to jail or prison before. Like what are sometimes like the misjudgment or misconceptions?
I wish I knew. Like, yeah. I wish I could be in their heads, but I'm the other one. I'm the one coming out of prison, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Like maybe when you go for like a job interview and stuff like that, what do you feel like? I mean,
if I'm inside their mind, you're saying like a lot of times, like I just feel like they see us as just criminals or never gonna change, or they'll probably do something again, or they don't deserve a second chance.
Yeah,
a lot of people deserve second chances. You know, maybe even more. But I just feel like society in general, like, we're okay with this. But we're not okay with that. But this is fine. And we're going to ride with this Civil War type. But this, oh, no, you're a prisoner? Never, no. But what they don't understand is a lot of dudes, even like I said before about people in recovery, guys coming out of prison are the hardest workers too. And they have a lot of experience.
Oh, for sure. They go in with like trades. They learn new trades.
You got dudes that are in there that are very talented. Right? But you also got people that are in there that will work their ass off if they get an opportunity. Not everybody, though. I mean, there's guys that you see come out and you're like, oh, that guy still got a few terms in him.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's just the way it is. Not everybody wants to change. Remember that. You can't, not everybody wants to change their lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
I came across guys that I'm like, what's up? Let me help you. And homie's like, hey, dog, I'm good. Homie, like, gracias, home, but I like this shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
There's my card.
Yeah.
When you get tired, I'm gonna be here.
And I actually appreciate that about people when they're honest. If they're not done yet, it's like, that's okay. And I always just tell them, like, I hope you survive this until you're ready to get clean. Because sometimes, even in your mind, like, you think I'm gonna have this much time left to like make that decision for myself. I'm gonna give myself like 6 more months. You know how many times I've heard that from people that never made it 6 months? And it's so sad because it's like, man, I wish you would see how valuable you are today, but you're not there yet, and that's okay. But we're gonna be here when you're ready, you know?
And another thing is, like, remember, out there on the streets, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Mm-mm.
It's any given Sunday. It's like 1 minute everybody could be having a good old time, smoking and getting high, and then boom, where's my lighter? What? Bam, bam, bam! Stab somebody because he thinks he took his lighter. I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who did it, but I've seen it. Or,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Like, things happen. Like, it's dangerous. You think you got, like, a lot of people are like, hey, man, I'm not ready yet, dog. All right, G, good. But let me tell you, I hope this ain't the last time I see you, my boy. Because I want you to know that I love you and that you're worth more than this. Because I want them to know, to have that in their head every day. Because you plant a seed, right? And you just got to check in on them still.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give up on
Don't
them because they're
forget.
using.
No.
Think about that when we were out there and when they gave up on us because we were using, right? That was fucked up because once you feel like someone gives up on you, like you fucking won't listen to them or pay. So that's how you got to be case managing, right? Can't give up on the dude. Remember, think about yourself when you were out there.
How
This
many
dude
chances?
This dude don't listen, man. This dude, this dude ain't gonna want to do the program. This dude don't want to do recovery. Not everybody does recovery like that, my boys. Not everybody needs to go to residential. Not everybody needs to do AA, NA. Not everybody has a higher power, right? Some people just do it. Not everybody's way works for that person.
Just like not everybody's home looks the same.
Yeah.
Which we've talked about in a lot of people pushing not only the treatment thing, which I do feel like is a huge benefit when people are, but that's to us, right? Like you said, it's different for every person. But with the home thing too, like Polly, R.I.P. Polly. But it's like his home was the street. His home was like being able to be at Civic with his feet in the dirt, raking the grass, picking up trash. Like that was his home. And even after he got his house, he still didn't want to be in there. He let other people stay in there and still slept outside. And so I tell people too, like, home is what you make it. Home doesn't look the same for every person. And that's why you have to let people decide what their own goals are. Yeah. If it is to go to a 12-step program, great. But if it isn't, like, what's one small goal that you want to work on this month just so you keep them engaged? It's like, I'm not pushing my own story down your throat. Like, this has to be something that you decided because only you really know what you've been through and what you're willing to do,
I try to tell people, I can't fix you. You fix you. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? I give you tools. I'll give you a toolbox. Bam, here you go. You know what I mean? But only you could fix you because only you know what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Deep down inside, deep, we know what's wrong with us, right? I know what was wrong with me. And the more I talk, and I'm 42 years old, and I'm barely realizing this shit. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm barely realizing how to be a man, right? Like, how to act, how to not fight with my spouse, or how to control myself better, right? Like, we were them. That was me. This is my therapy. This is what keeps me clean. Mm-hmm. This is what keeps me going, is knowing that I'm helping somebody's kid. You know, the best thing in life to me, my reward, my paycheck, but my reward, it really, really is when you get that call from someone's mom or spouse, mm-hmm. or someone's father and saying, hey, thank you. For what? For helping my son. And I always tell him, I didn't help him. I'm just a beggar showing another beggar where there's food at. Mm-hmm. That's it. I'm just giving you a blueprint. You're building the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm learning these things.
Well, it just always reminds me of my dad too. Like, because I know he was like a dad to you too, as
Yeah,
much as
hell
we like
yeah.
we ran from him and stuff like that. But like to me, like he was the ultimate, like I don't know. He was like this light. You know what I mean? Like he was the one that I feel like was put in both of our lives. Yeah, he was my dad, but he became your dad too. Where it was like he was somebody that I feel like helped guide you through that as well. That like showed us what like
Yeah.
never giving up on someone you really
I
love really looks
I
like. You
really
know?
believe your dad would have been pushing on us way more if he wasn't as busy as he was back
Mm-hmm.
then.
Yeah.
Think about that. Like he
He was
used to come
flying.
see us a lot, but he worked a lot. Like he was flying a lot.
I mean,
Like
he
he
was
had
showing up
one
in
day
his
off,
suit.
maybe a week. And those times that he was off, he was there. I honestly think,
Yeah.
and he put in a lot for us. Like I just think of it like if he would have been retired before then, he would have been there every day. Like Uncle Lee. I
Mm-hmm.
love for Uncle Lee.
Yeah.
Uncle Lee used to go into those trenches of Civic Center and ask for me.
And like pray over our house because he was
Knowing
like, I'm
he
pretty
he,
sure there's a
he
demonic
knew
presence over this house. And I'd be like, oh my God, my
and,
uncle's here.
yeah,
Like,
but he knew like people knew like if you asked for Frankie and no one knew, they would take your stuff.
yeah.
And they would beat you up because why are you asking for Frankie, right? But God, there was something about this man that remember they came, they're like, hey, there's this guy, man, he prayed for us,
You
gave us
think he's
$20.
a Fed or something and he gave us money. Like,
He
oh
wants to
yeah.
know where you're at.
So we had to tell him where you were. What? Yeah, he's actually
Yeah, he's
outside the
outside
parking
right here.
lot.
Want me to let him in? Like, you
Yeah,
fucking
like
asshole.
you see him over there with the security
You
with his
coulda led
hands
with
up.
that,
Like, Lord, remove the demons from this house. And
But
we're like, we got to figure out how to sneak out of here without him seeing
all
us.
I want,
Like,
if
that's so
anyone
sad.
listening or when people start listening to this, they
Yeah.
just know that like
There's a way out.
there's a way out, man.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a kid or anybody you know fighting addiction, mental health, and need help, reach out to us.
For sure.
We could try and help you fight this battle, but
We will do it with you.
we will help you build that
You just
house
got
and
to
your
take the first
foundation,
step. Yeah.
And it's okay to not be ready right now.
And you know what? I wanted to ask something else too, because, well, kind of like a dual question, but in talking about my dad, because I feel like we both see this stuff come up a lot with like our clients and like wanting to fix shit quick. It's like, oh man, like I've been coming here now for like a month or 2 months or whatever. Like I'm sober and like so and so still doesn't want to talk to me, or like my mom or my kids still want nothing to do with me, or like, it takes us so long in addiction to burn those bridges, and we get to do it high. We get to.
Yeah.
They have to do it sober.
Yeah.
If they're sober, right? But if they are sober and they are your family and they are going through it, every day feels like a million years from what my dad and my mom have told me, like sitting up, crying, like praying. Sometimes you just get that call that I was already gone so you wouldn't have to stress every single night. Like hearing that we're in jail or prison actually made them feel like they could finally rest. Like at least I know where they are. And so I feel like that's one of the things where my question is like, how do you rebuild that trust with people after all that time out there? Because like for me, it was,
Actions.
yeah, one day at a
Actions.
time,
With your
right?
actions.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, we used to tell you guys, everybody we've hurt, we used to tell them everything in the book. Man, I love you. I crossed my home. We've told you guys, we sold so many Wolf tickets.
I swear on my life.
Yeah, we already sold you. We're sold out on Wolf tickets.
Yeah.
Right? Now it's time to put everything in action. Like, if you want to build like me with my sons, I got 2 older sons. Right? To this day, I just want to see them and let them know I'm sorry and whatever, right? Like,
yeah,
I'm not a monster. I was an addict. I made mistakes in life. But you just got to be in action, Like every day I just keep doing good because in my mind, I'm doing good now. And now my 23-year-old daughter hits me up now. Like, hey, Dad, calls me Dad. Like, whoa, what the hell? And
that he found on Ancestry, by the way. So everybody, this is I hope I get a 10% discount, but go out and buy that. Go out and buy that Ancestry kit. You never know how many kids you have. Okay, go ahead, continue.
But like you just got to put everything in action. I gotta keep doing good. Why? Because I want my boys to one day be like, "Fuck, this dude really is doing it."
And they will. And we did that same thing for Ryder. It was like I just wanted him to know that no matter when he's old enough to know the story, that he knows that I always chose recovery and he changed our lives. You know what I mean? Like I feel like him getting adopted. Yeah. And it was like not being able to raise my own baby was my lights on moment where I realized that like I don't ever want him to come back and have those real conversations and to see me still on the street. It's like, so you lost me for this? Like he was what completely pivoted my whole life. And for you, what do you have like a lights on moment?
My lights on moment. I want to say when in 2016, June 15th, 2016, when
You got
they finally
arrested.
got me. And no matter what happened, I forgive whoever it was that got me set up and everything. But I love everybody, and I think you know what's crazy though. My lights on moment that night, I cried and prayed when you told me you were pregnant with this next baby wisdom. Remember, and we stood in the car by the alley, by the recycle
I
place
remember that.
on over there, and
And you were like, please help us get out of
you
this
fell asleep, and
situation.
I cried and I said, God, you know, if I don't have to face these 17 years or whatever, right? Like, don't let me raise these kids. I will do good. Don't let me. I just want to do good. Please let me raise these kids, and I promise I won't be back on this. Right? I remember saying that, right? And that night I get busted. Bam! I remember being like,
It
damn.
wasn't even. It was like a couple hours later.
Yeah, it was because I woke you up.
Yeah, they knocked on the window with a gun and they were like, "Get out!" And then I was like, "I'm pregnant." They're like, "We don't care." But it was like, but I remember you telling me as they're dragging you away, like, "Don't try to get." Well, first you said, "Try to get me out," and then when I talked to you, you're like, "I don't think you're gonna be able to get me out," and I was like, "Me either." And that was like the third time. But then I realized, and Chula was there. She gave me some tacos, and she was like, "Well, maybe you're just supposed to do this yourself this time around." Like,
That's my lights on moment
yeah.
because I got rescued that day.
And that was my next question was sometimes do you feel like it's better for people to get sober in jail or prison?
Well,
Because it's sometimes
honestly,
it's harder out
honestly,
here, you know?
there's a lot of drugs in prison too. Like,
You have to really be
I got a
done.
friend that did a lot of time right now, right? 15 plus years, maybe. My boy, I love him. And he was using through the whole time, probably. And now he's still out here doing the same thing. 15 years didn't change the way you think, my boy. I love you. But I got to love you from a distance.
Oh, yeah.
You know? I love you from a distance, my boy. And if you see this, just know I love you, dog. But I can't. Because I got to protect my peace. And sometimes prison, there's drugs in there. Just they get high off the meds. Like, you know what I mean? Like an addict
You still
finds
have
a
to
way.
choose
Yeah,
recovery, even
yeah,
in
you
or
gotta
out.
want
Yeah,
it. Like
you do.
like I tell you, not everybody's rock bottom is the same.
No, for
Some
sure.
people could get life sentences that ain't their rock bottom. Some people could live on that street where we lived and
Lay on the
even
rocks.
worse. Yeah, lay on a rock. That's not their rock bottom.
Yeah, you lay
right?
on a rock and ain't
No,
rock
but
bottom.
not everybody has the same rock bottom, and not everybody really wants to change.
No.
Remember that. There's people that are out there on these streets, and some of them are older, and they're still out there because
still
they
okay.
don't want to change. Look at my boy. Thank God he's doing good. Riley. Shout out to Riley if you ever sees it.
Love you, Riley.
It took him a long time to finally accept to be inside a house.
Yeah.
All my people from Civic Center that are finally housed.
Yeah.
Don't fuck it up.
Mm-hmm.
I got people that they're housed some way and they find some way to fuck it up. They sabotage it. Why? Because we're used to chaos.
Well, we also don't feel like we deserve it after a certain amount of time.
We're used to chaos. Yeah. Something got to go wrong in our lives. Because if it doesn't, what the fuck's going on, right? Like, what's happening right now, right? Like, if something crazy ain't going on in my life, then I'm not living. That's PTSD. That's trauma.
Right. And you have to get that adrenaline from something else. And I think that's why, like, the community piece is so important because I want whoever was at Civic with us that needs that community to come here. It's like we see it with the OBs and who's going to be on this show at some point and talk about his story. But like these are some long timers that have been through some hard things that have, been in recovery, then been out of recovery, then had to go back in it again. And it's like sometimes it doesn't matter how many times it takes you as long as it sticks at some point, right? But you have to be able to come here and talk about it and stay connected. Maybe not in like the AA setting, but the life skills setting for sure, because you need to be around other people until you're strong enough to be independent and do it on your own. That could take years. And sometimes people can get a job right away and they're good. But a lot of us are not like that, And so I think that's why I'm super excited that God gave me the opportunity to start this program here because I've had to go through some hard seasons even here,
Yeah.
letting things go, right?
Yeah.
And moving on and rebuilding, who I want to be and who I want around me when I go through this stuff. And I'm grateful to have the opportunity to be able to talk about it because I feel like more people just like us need to be able to have the platform to share their story. So
Yeah, and I mean, I'm thankful for you having me and giving me a chance, in this kind of work,
always,
because it's
you deserve
hard.
it.
It's hard, like I want to thank Santa Ana PD, Officer Lopez, Officer Cara.
Montiel.
I love you guys, man. You guys always hounded me and took me in and gave me breaks a lot, but if it wasn't for you guys giving me a hard time, like I wouldn't have been tired of the streets at that time.
Yeah.
Because I remember, man, like there was times that, like, I was alone. Even though I had all those people around me, I was really alone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I'm just thankful for everything you have given me and my beautiful kids and an opportunity. And I just want everybody to know that if you need help, there's someone out there that will help you, man. And just reach out. Don't be afraid to ask for it. I don't give a shit who you are. You know, fuck how much pride you have, or you're the hardest dude on the yard.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I just want to help. I just want you to be a part of someone's life that you've been missing.
Yeah.
Because there's someone out there that misses you still, whether you believe it or not.
Yeah.
Somebody loves you, and somebody wants to see the best in you.
Thank you. Well, and wrap this up by saying, love you.
Love you too.
Thank you for coming on Life in the Elements. I know we're gonna have to have a
Shout me out
part two.
online.
Yeah, shout me out online. 555 come alive. Just kidding. So we gotta make this thing live at some point, or I don't know how we're gonna do it, but once we get that going, then we'll be able to put that stuff out there. But yeah, if anybody out there that needs help, like he said, we are here for it. You can look us up, mariposacenter.org, and we're still updating the website and things like that. But our whole team has the heart and compassion and love for the clients we serve and the work that we do. And if you want to be on the podcast, hit me up. I'd love to tell your story, tell some jokes. You know what I'm saying? Come hang out in the desert with us, So anyway, get that. Oh, what? Anyway, thank you for coming on, and we'll talk to you soon. I'll see you later.
All right.
Found hope in the darkness and open the gate. From the streets to new beginnings, from the struggle to the light. These are the stories that remind us we were made to rise.